Fundamental motor skills are the building blocks of movement that allow students to become active, competent, and confident learners in physical education.
Students who successfully master fundamental motor skills are more likely to lead active, healthy lifestyles and be more successful in a range of sports and movement activities. Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm John, and the fundamental motor skill we'll be focusing on is dodging. All information that will be presented has been sourced from Chapter 3 of Meldrum and Peters and the Victorian Department of Education and Early Childhood Development.
Dodging is the action of moving the body in a different direction to the original line of movement. Being successful at dodging allows a student to gain proficiency in a range of sporting activities. The mastery of the Dodge FMS improves the student's coordination, agility, and reduces the likelihood of collisions with other people.
In order to teach dodging, students should be competent in running and have basic coordination and movement skills that will enable them to perform actions such as stopping and turning when they're introduced in prep. Dodging should be introduced during grade 1 and worked on in grade 2 and 3. For the purposes of the presentation, we'll be demonstrating the skills and activities suitable for students in grade 1 and grade 3. These demonstrations will give a holistic view of the skill components and teaching methods required to teach dodging.
The SOCS UP acronym is an ideal way to structure activities. The ways in which this will be incorporated include safety, such as avoiding slippery surfaces and ensuring the area is clear of tripping or collision hazards. During the warm-up activity, include students in identifying other safety concerns.
Organisation. Avoid over-breakdown of the skill. Teach as a whole. Be flexible in your approach in order to remain inclusive of the diversity of all learners involved in the class.
Challenge. Use of non-preferred foot. Incorporate cross-curricular activities such as counting or memorising by changing the order of numbered cones. Adjust the size of the area and change the difficulty of activities.
Key instructions. These should be short and sweet instructions. For example, eyes forward, outside foot, get low, one step, left, right, left.
Smile. Always ensure a fun and supportive environment with a strength-based approach. Encourage students instead of fixing technique.
Understanding. Prompt students with comprehension questions regarding skill components. Why do we get low when we change direction? And why is it important to be looking forward where we're going?
Participation. Do your best to include all students. Change the activity to suit the emotions at the time. Give students ownership of activities to help engage them. There are 5 main skill components to successfully complete the dodge. Number 1. Eyes should be focused in the direction of travel at all times. Common errors include looking at the feet or distractions.
Number 2. Students should change directions by pushing off the outside foot only. Common errors include turning with both feet before continuing.
Number 3. Students should lower their body during the change of direction. Common errors include standing too tall.
Number 4. The change of direction occurs in one step. Common errors include shuffling when turning.
Number 5. The dodge is repeated from left to right and then from right to left and so on. Common errors include the student only dodging to one side regardless of intended direction of travel. Constructive feedback framed in a positive manner is important to help students progress and develop their fundamental motor skills. A great technique for providing feedback is known as a sandwich approach, where negative feedback is sandwiched between 2 positive comments.
For example, when noticing a student is looking at their feet or distracted, the feedback could be framed as, "Johnny, your footwork was great. This time, instead of looking at your feet, try looking at the next target you need to run to, but you're doing really well. Keep it up."
Here are 2 activities that can be used to introduce dodging at a beginner and an advanced level.
Here is an example of how the zigzag high five game is played out.
In this game, students are positioned in a zigzag formation.
Each student is given a coloured band.
Each runner takes turns running to each group member, receiving high fives from each person as they pass.
Upon reaching the end, The runner will place their band over the cone marker before returning to the front of the zigzag.
The process is repeated until all coloured bands have been placed around the cone marker. Position students in a circle to explain an activity. Remember to include students in demonstrations and clarify. This game introduces 2 skill components necessary to complete the dodge. Eyes focus in the direction of travel and changing direction off the outside foot.
Next we have poison dodgeball.
The equipment needed includes 3 small marker cones and 3 medium-sized soft balls.
The class divides into 2 equally sized groups. The area used will be roughly 1/3 of a netball court. 3 cones will be placed anywhere in the activity area. The object of the activity is for the outside group to knock over the marker cones or eliminate the opposing students through striking them below the knees with the ball on the full. The activity is complete when all the marker cones are knocked over or all the students have been eliminated.
This activity introduces all 5 skill components, creating a challenge aimed at an advanced level. For further challenge, the teacher may choose to modify the game by increasing the number of balls or adding no-go zones within the area of play.
The inclusion of diverse learners in the classroom is integral to the development and sense of well-being. Depending on the attributes of the class, a range of actions can be taken to modify said activities in order to accommodate all students.
These actions could include varying the size of the learning space, varying the type of equipment used, and changing the pace of the activities.